Jay Tilly.
And we are in different caves today, man. And I am super psyched. I really appreciate you getting this all set up, and the help desk over at Riverside. Huge help. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is cool. This is a game changer right here. Prime example is we both just watched Raw today. So instead of waiting till the end of the week to recap it, we can jump right into it right now, right here, live on the channel. Well, recorded live on the channel.
Yeah.
And we can drop it on YouTube, and we can drop it anywhere we want. So it should record video and audio, which is cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. The feedback we've been getting from everyone has been extremely positive. One of my buddies, who is not a wrestling fan, hit me up yesterday and said, "Yeah, man, I started listening, and next thing you know, I was done with my workout, and I was doing dishes, and I had watched listened to all 7 episodes." I was like, "Oh, hey, number 8's getting ready to drop, so stick around."
Yep.
So I just thought it was really cool. He's out of North Carolina, so props to Dirty Joe. Thanks for hitting me up. Sorry we couldn't meet up here in St. Augustine. Had to take my little man to the doctor, so he's good, and here we are, man. Awesome.
That's cool, man. So, what'd you think about Raw?
Man, I had a good feeling about it, and for some reason I felt like it was the first episode after a huge pay-per-view, like the first episode. And
yep. I feel like it's what they should have done last week.
Right, yeah, and the promos were fire. I tweeted out the promo that we'll get into in a little bit. I thought Austin Theory, his character, that that dirty, slimy heel came through. It was awesome across the board. I two big thumbs up.
Cool. Yeah, I thought it was decent. Again, as we've discussed already, not a huge WWE fan. Went through most of it. Watched it live a little bit last night. Turned it off. Watched the rest of it this morning. Can hit some major highlights. There wasn't anything, again, that stuck out to me other than Cody Rhodes, who is always amazing. And that Paul Heyman and Cody Rhodes thing was amazing. And it felt real. It felt very emotional. Everything about it was just
100%.
Outstanding. And I think they did a great job with that. Other things that happened, I know that there were a couple matches. None of them stuck out as like, oh my gosh, that was a barn burner. I can't believe they did this. Even the cage match at the end, I thought it was decent. Kind of neat to see Lita come out. Curious where they're going to go with it. Are they going to do Lita versus Bayley going into Elimination Chamber or something? But overall, you think so?
Square on that one, 100%. We'll do another episode that I think you should lead, because it's going to be, give you the pencil. And I prognosticated 14 matches for WrestleMania based on current storylines, Royal Rumble, and then last night's episode. It was, the little breadcrumbs, not quite Easter egg worthy, but it's absolutely getting there.
Yeah, I'd be cool to that. After Elimination Chamber, I think maybe we should definitely do a WrestleMania prediction show, because I think that'd be cool to check out and be able to talk about. Because right now, like we mentioned in the Raw or the WWE review, I don't feel like there was a whole lot coming out of Royal Rumble. I think I named 4 or 5 matches that I think we came up with. That's not 2 nights full. So I'm very curious to see what all rolls out of Elimination Chamber. I'm very curious to see if they're going to pull the trigger and give it to Sammy at Elimination Chamber. I would love to see it. I don't.
Let's review the show. We'll go through the matches, and I'll tell you what I picked up from. And this part will be words have meaning. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Well, then I'll let you kind of run through the matches, because, like I said, I don't recall them as well. I remember the promo. I remember the main event. As we talk through it, I'll probably try to remember. Again, this is a very impromptu one. We just said, hey, we got our equipment working. Let's see if we can do a recording and get it out there. So I didn't get a chance to really write some notes down, but I did just finish watching it today. And maybe it says something that I'm like, Yeah.
I already brain dumped it. I don't remember much other than main event, Cody.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of.
Yeah, and it's tough too because like when you like look forward to a show and then you sit down and you're like, come on, man, you've got the greatest wrestlers, you've got all these producers, you've got brilliant minds backing
Money
Gorilla.
out the butt.
Yeah, and you come out with this flim flam, production, and the amount of money that they generated was a record number, and you're like, can't even produce 3 hours, and it's been talked about, for I don't know how long about going, like moving the show back to 2 hours, and
I think that would be amazing.
Yeah,
because now that it's funny you said that because I remember the opening segment with Edge and Beth Phoenix coming out, and I thought this is going a little long. Like, okay, we get it. And I noticed that last time I watched Raw, I felt like I think it was 45 minutes into the show before the first match. And I'm like, what is going on? Now, granted, the one with the bloodline and the trial of Sami Zayn was perfect. That I was fine with. But some of these other ones where it's these long intros and you're just like, okay, get it, promo, got it.
You almost catch yourself doing this, like,
exactly. Get on with the show.
A circular motion with my hand, like,
yep.
Come on.
I did very much appreciate the Edge and Beth Phoenix thing though. He was celebrating, and she's just standing there looking at him like, what? And I don't know if you caught it or if anybody else. Maybe it's not true, but when he ran from one side to the other, he like smacked her on the butt as he's running by, and you can see her kind of give him a look.
Yeah.
And then when they start walking down, he runs up and smacks her about it again. She stops and looks at him like, stop it. I got such a kick out of that because a couple things. One, that, that's probably their real life, right? Like, I'm sure that was how they really treat each other and talk to each other. And that shows that affection he has for her. But it just reminded me of, that you see the memes of the wives in the kitchen as the husband walks by and smacking them. Yeah, I do that. Like, so I just thought it was really funny.
Yeah. Like when I was watching it, I wrote down great business. So they get through all the discussion and they get through who's doing what to who. And then you see Beth Phoenix is like, hey, she's not here because I speared the soul out of her.
That was a good line.
Ooh, little bit of rumble. And they were in Orlando. So some of the story played into why the cage match was in Orlando, because that's where Becky and Bayley met.
Bayley started.
Like, okay, that's cool. That makes that tells me a little bit. So then the business part, though, as they got through everything, some people got speared, and then Dom screams out, "Mommy!" as he gets slammed. Dude, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So I think that will be a really great match with Balor and Rhea at the Elimination Chamber. I think that will. I don't know if that'll be a blow off, because if she wins the title, does Beth still want a pound of flesh? So that could be something. Plus, that would get Beth on the WrestleMania card, because you've got 2 nights. You're going to need like 20-something matches. So I think that that would be good. So so we get through that, and then obviously you have Priest in the ring because he's part of Judgment Day.
Yep.
And down comes Dawkins. Dude looks in really, really great shape. So I think that sort of like prognosticated, are they getting ready to split them up? I haven't heard them talk about the draft or anything, but Dawkins looked good. The match was awesome. Really great showing for him, because Priest is so seasoned.
Yeah.
And, I think he's a 2-time United States champion. So great match.
Yeah, the thing about Dawkins that I've noticed is ever since the rumor of the split was coming, he seems to have gotten back in like, oh, really? And every match. So I will say that the matches I've seen of his, you can see he's improved. Yeah. He's crisper in the ring. He's gotten jacked. So I'm like, maybe they are going to split him and they're going to go their own way. Yeah. And he kind of got tired of being and what are they going to do with Dawkins? And now it's like, we don't need to worry what they're going to do with Dawkins.
Right. Yeah. He's, like when they broke up Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, they kind of like toiled. One ended up winning the hardcore title. One went after the Intercontinental title. And that happened a couple other tag teams too in the past. So then, but one of the things I caught during the match was Dawkins selling and facials when he went to do the corkscrew slam in the corner, and Priest cold cocked him with a big fat right hand, and the way he sold it and like almost folded up like a chair. Was that great selling, really really good. And then the Chelsea Green stuff that they got going on, just the only thing is, are they? Really
I feel like they're burying her. Like they did the very quick Royal Rumble in and out, and then that was it. Then she kind of got squashed. I mean, she got her little offense in because she blindsided Asuka. And boy, that blindside, that legit stiff.
Yeah.
But Asuka is Joshi, so she's done the Japanese stuff. So I felt like that was kind of she's fine. She'll be all right.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like, whew, that looks like it was a little stiff.
But
then they kind of squashed her as soon as she was talking all the trash. And again, one of those like, come on, like, you don't have to, like, all right, we get it. You're going to get squashed in a second. Stop talking so much. And that was one of those, if this was a 2-hour show, they could have cut that down a little and it could have been smooth and very crisp piece of business instead of a good piece that kind of just extended out and took a little long.
Yeah. I think they're going to like break her down and then build her up. And then she sort of had this Barbie motif kind of played into Matt Cardona at their wedding. So I think they'll break her down a little bit. And after WrestleMania, I think she'll get into a program maybe with Carmella to see who's more money or, something like that.
Oh, yeah. I could see Carmella and her having a good run.
Yeah.
That'd be decent.
That'd be real. That'd be cool. Also, quick admin note, props and out to Bad Bunny. He won a Grammy last night for Musica. Grammy Best Latin Hip Hop. I thought that was pretty cool, and he's rumored to be appearing at WrestleMania again, so that'll be cool to see him. And then thoughts and prayers out to Jerry the King Lawler. Hope you're doing all right. Whoever's bedside with him, he's recovering from a stroke back home. So
I didn't know that.
Hope he gets well soon. Yeah, it just popped on the Bleacher Report. So great job to the peeps at Bleacher Report. They keep us up to date. And so
that's
So thoughts out to him. And then tough transition on that one. Sorry about that. So then we had the little business with Austin Theory. He showed up.
So you could transition to, speaking of strokes, you got a man with the stroke with Austin Theory.
Yeah.
Sorry, bad joke. Sorry.
Yeah. Too soon. So Austin, the whole shit heel thing.
Yep. Still not a fan of his.
Yeah. And he was ringside watching the Montez Ford match later on. And that was a really good match. So then Dexter and Baron got into it.
Yeah.
And I can't figure out Dexter's character. So, the minute I saw JBL with Baron, I knew that they were going to hit like a total reboot. And now Baron, I think, is going to catch on fire and live up to the JBL modern day wrestling god moniker. Now that JBL's like, I'm done with you. You don't deserve to be with me. So I thought that was cool. And then the whole bit with Dexter and Johnny Wrestling and Candice and the drawing and Nikki, and like I can only think whether it's their time at NXT or Elimination Chamber or their building. It was just that was. See,
and I don't remember any of that. That's how much it didn't affect me. I vaguely remember the Baron Corbin match. The thing I remember the most about the Austin Theory was actually when he was out there with Montez later. When he was out there and the curb stomp he took. I was like, ooh, that looked good.
Yeah.
That was something out of Matt Jackson's playbook.
Yeah, that was really good. Then you had Brock come out with the shtick, reading the contract. And
out of his $5 denim jacket.
Yeah. And then you had Lashley look really strong and then get wore out. And you were is going on. I think eventually they'll put the Hurt business back together, and that'll be cool. That'll be cool to see sort of a reboot, what that would look like.
Well, because they came out and tagged later on, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and Shelton, man, he looked really good, and so did Gable.
Gable's awesome.
Like a little compact version of Kurt Angle, and that'd be really cool to see him with either United States title or the Intercontinental title. That was one of the prognostications on how to get the belts off of who they're on to get them into a next program. So that'd be cool to see Gable kind of get his comeuppance because he really showed out. I don't think Sheldon will be winning any titles. I think he's a make the next wrestler guy. So good on him. But not too bad. Then you had the Carmella re-debuting 4-way, which we kind of talked about how them burying Chelsea. I think that sort of plays into it. How they're going to get there, I'm not really sure, but a couple more shows, I think it'll be a little more clearly. I don't think Carmella wins the Elimination Chamber, and I would see that Asuka would walk out of the.
That's what I think it's going to be.
Because she's repackaged, she looks great. Her gear looks great, and the food dog, the Japanese dog mask. Man, that was really good. Someone else who looked awesome on the show, Mia Yim. She really showed out. She got a lot of really good offense in, and her gear looked really good. I thought she had a really good showing. And Corey Graves tonight, man, he had some awesome ones. He had the one with I keep smacking my lips. Sorry about that. The buzzsaw engaged when Asuka started lighting up.
Oh, yeah. When he was the rapid fire punches and kicks.
Yeah. And then later on, he said something about Montez Ford is not bound by the laws of gravity.
Right.
I was like, man, he has a really good podcast too. He had some most of the people that come on are WWE guys, but it's still
he had
the
Cody
direction
on
that he takes it
this week. I think Cody was on or after the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
and I heard that was a good show.
Yeah, Cody did another interview. I got to find it. It was a 13-minute long interview. It was like one of the most emotional interviews he's done, and like every single one he does turns into tears and stuff. So
I love Cody, but how much of it do you think is an act? Because it seems like he can get emotional that quick.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, 50, is he working it or is he? Yeah. Which is cool. I don't care. I laugh sometimes. I'm like, I can't tell if he's serious or if he's really this upset.
I think it's 50-50, and just like when he kept it together during the promo. Well, we'll get to that here. So then we had the Sheldon, the Hurt business and Alpha Academy. They were just trying to get the Hurt business over. That had to be done. So everybody did their part, and then when Sheldon Benjamin hit that Samoan drop on Otis, man, that dude is strong. And Tommy Dreamer was talking about him on Busted Open, that he's still one of the strongest people in the locker room, and he can stretch just about anyone. And on any given day, he can get Brock. And I was like,
wow,
excuse me? So that was good to see him. There was a little bit of business with Miz in the back.
Yeah.
And
I like how Adam Pearce snuck up behind him.
Yeah.
And he was talking trash about Boogs.
Yeah. And I don't think Miz can do anything wrong. I don't really want him in a program with Boogs, but it's like the dude that used to hang out with Baron Corbin, happy whatever. It's just
Madcap Moss.
Madcap Moss, thank you.
Yep.
That's just somebody who's on the roster, so that was kind of annoying. But, good to see.
I think Boogs is good, though. I think Boogs has got some potential. He's a jacked dude.
Yeah, he's yoked. He has some really good. He's got a good moveset. It's just that character. It's so like, fantastic. I don't
so
know.
boogsy.
Yeah, so boogsy. He's feeling all boogsy. Asuka looked phenomenal. That Foo Dog situation was awesome. And then Chelsea with her little talkie, she gets lit up.
Yeah.
And then out comes Bianca Belair, who that was a really good promo, and I think Elimination Chamber is going to be awesome, and I can't wait to see who comes out in WrestleMania.
There's still one open spot in the women's too, isn't there?
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm curious who that, because if there's, depending on who that is, I can't see anybody but Asuka walking away from that.
Right.
No offense to the other ladies. But
100%.
Like she's the top star right now.
Yeah.
She would, in my opinion, is the elite that's in there. If it's not going to be her, I would be, like I said, it depends on who that last spot is. Mm-hmm. Maybe the last spot's going to be a surprise and it'll be a returning Naomi or something, but who knows?
Allegedly, Naomi has changed all of her socials and has got just Fatu, and she's just a normal girl and no longer with WWE. So that's as of 2 days ago on Wrestling Inc. And it hasn't been reported on too many, but it did. Someone brought it up on Busted Open, so I'm sure that will hit the streets here again pretty soon.
Yeah, I think the What Culture guys brought it up on their news report this afternoon too. But that doesn't mean anything. Maybe she's just not going to come out with the glow. Maybe she's going to come out with Fatu name and come out as part of the bloodline.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
You know,
repackage her. She comes out. Oh man, that would be awesome. And then have her do a program with Mia Yim.
Yep.
Those two, I think, would have a really good moveset match. So that would be really awesome. So, but then out came the Cody and Paul Heyman
highlight of the
set.
night. Highlight of probably promo of the year right now.
Yeah.
Granted, we're still early in the year, but
and
man, that was great.
I would say, and like how they let both of them go as far as they did. As a fan, I totally appreciate that. Because he said, all right, if we want to go all the way behind the curtain. Yeah. When I wasn't here, I was someplace else and I was the other agitator.
Yep.
Much like your generation, you were the agitator and you gave me a lot of advice. And for that, I appreciate it.
That was a pretty interesting little nudge there because there was the rumors that Heyman helped with some of that. Yeah. So I'm curious, like, how much of that is true?
Yeah. And Paul Heyman's got like a whole advertising corporation on the side, like his side hustle. And I'm sure the business aspect of helping Cody, beat the odds, and they bet him that he couldn't book the 10,000 stadium from the wrestling. Was it Wrestling Informer?
When he did the
All In,
when he partnered up, the Elite's first pay-per-view before they became All Elite. Even though Ring of Honor had a lot to do with that.
Yeah. And it was like 14 minutes, I think they sold.
Sold out in like record time.
Yeah. So I thought that was awesome. And so the whole promo was 14, 15 minutes or whatever that bit. So why I think that Roman leaves with the titles is when he got up and close and personal with him and shook his hand, he said, I will take those belts personally.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. So I think what is going to happen is it's going to be twofold, that Jay will be involved in why Sammy doesn't win, and that will get the Usos and Kevin Owens. They'll get the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sammy.
Yep.
Or Cody will somehow play a role.
No, I could see I could see the Usos getting involved, or so somebody getting involved to cost Sammy. But the reports out there that the Usos can't travel to Canada. So
yeah, that's true. Jay can't travel, so
but they were able to do it last time. So I think somehow they worked it out last time they were in Canada. So who knows? Maybe Jay shows up and maybe he even attacks Roman, and that's what causes the DQ. So the belt doesn't change hands. You've set up Roman for, a feud with Jay after Royal Rumble or after WrestleMania. I don't know. But I can't see it being, it's got to be Cody and Roman. But this new WWE, who knows? I mean, I wish they could book everything else as good as they're booking the Bloodline thing, because it's probably the only thing in WWE that I'm like, wow, this is really intriguing and good. And I am really every week it's the one thing. I might click through a lot of it, but I always stop to go, oh, wait, what are they going to talk about?
Well, wait a minute.
I want to know what this is going to be. Yeah.
Especially on Fridays, because you're going to get, you'll get a backstage piece, maybe even a drive up with some questions. You'll get another backstage piece, and someone is going to either go to the ring or leave the stadium. And when that happens, now the numbers game and that whole thing. So, but it'll be interesting because this Friday is the Usos versus Strowman and Ricochet. So that will be that'd be. I wish.
Yeah, because if Jay doesn't show up, does Solo step in, or do they forfeit the titles, or does? Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. See, again, Bloodline thing is probably the best thing going in WWE right now. Probably the best thing going in WWE for a while now.
Right,
it's been pretty good.
It's so intertwined with so many different stories. Almost every single title is somehow held up because of, well, if this person does this, and had Austin Theory cashed in against Roman, then there's the world title, but now he's the U.S. champion, and that was really good. But I think besides the promo, the match of the night had to be Montez Ford putting it on against Elias. And Elias was in the match, but I feel like Montez Ford carried the match.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, Austin Theory and the back and forth with the commentators and Corey Graves. I'll take it from here, and shut up, don't you know any better? I thought it was the timing was perfect, the calls were perfect, and then that comedianic relief, just hilarious.
Yeah. Like you said, you going through it, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, all right, there was some decent stuff on it, but again, nothing that I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to talk about this.
Yeah.
Except for the Cody Paul Heyman
promo,
Yep.
That was the only thing on Twitter.
Yeah, that was the only thing that I was just like, can't wait to talk to Jared about this. Like, gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it made its round, so I kind of tried to stay off the social media because I wanted to hear it for myself first without all the spoilers. But I went back through and watched it, and then I'm like, damn, I want to back that up and listen to it again because I'm curious. Because we all know that scripted promos are a thing in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if I don't know how much of it was a work from Paul Heyman snapping out a character, to how much of it was he was going out there with an intent, and then Cody did snap him out of character, and it became a shoot because he looked really emotional, then he kind of had to swing right back into character to deliver the blockbuster line of you were his favorite son, but Roman was the son he always wanted. I was like, oh my God, like
what a jerk.
That was such a powerful line. And then Cody's face, that was great. Like I said, promo of the year so far. Granted, there hadn't been that many great ones, but it was fantastic, and I don't see many other promos topping that. Like, it was so raw and real feeling, which could be the thing, right? Maybe they went out and said, hey, we don't want a script. We're going to come out and we're just going to talk, and we are going to shoot from the hip. Kind of like what AEW does a lot. Maybe some guidelines in there. Like, hey, guys, like, don't talk about XYZ, but everything else is on the table. Or maybe that's what AEW should do, because apparently they didn't used to do that, and that's what pissed off CM Punk, and he left. But I forgot whatever the Hangman thing is he said that really pissed off CM Punk. But I feel like maybe they laid some guidelines in and said, hey, don't talk about, you can't say AEW on TV. Okay, cool. I'm going to say that other place. And I'm like, I
when
see
I
what
was
you did
someplace
there.
else, they were like, okay, I need you to hit these 4 topics.
Yep.
And stay away from these 4, and the rest is free play. And man, yeah, they nailed it. And then we had the cage match with the women, and then Lita came out. I thought that was really cool.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting to see how that plays in. And like you said earlier, too, I think that gets Lita on the card. So there's one more wrestler. So you've got Night 1 main event, Rhea Ripley against Charlotte Flair. Night 2, Roman Reigns against Cody Rhodes. And the rest of the card is like not quite open because, what do you do with Gunther? Is Gunther going to drop the title before WrestleMania? I don't think so. He's not in the Elimination Chamber, so it's like, okay,
I'm surprised.
I
wonder if they'll set up a match coming on SmackDown, but he's not even feuding with it. I guess Sheamus, kind of, sort of. They haven't wrapped all that up.
Yeah, sort of Sheamus. And what would be cool is if Sheamus gets his WrestleMania moment, he wins the Intercontinental title and it becomes a Grand Slam champion, because that's the only title he's never worn. So that would that'd be a cool way to get around that. But if you put Sheamus and McIntyre and Gunther in a 3-way, now are you going to break them up, or it's going to be 2-on-1, and then they're going to?
So I can see WWE doing. I can see WWE doing that to protect Gunther. So Sheamus pins McIntyre, and then Gunther's never been beaten. So then you can run that back at WrestleMania 1-on-1 between the two of them.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be good.
You could run that back. I could see him doing that just to give him that Grand Slam.
That's a really, really good one.
It's a very WWE thing to do. Like run that 3-way, and then you split the two of them up.
Yep. That checks all the blocks, because now, like you said, Gunther still looks strong. You get the title off of him, so now he can feud with Brock Lesnar after him and Lashley are done.
Yep.
And yeah, that'd be fun, because you don't need a title with Gunther and
and that would
with Brock. And I know Brock doesn't like to get chopped, so that'd be
I'd be curious how that goes.
We're gonna have to negotiate this, brother. So, all in all, man, I 2 thumbs up. I thought the promos were awesome. I wrote a bunch of funny stuff that Corey Graves was saying, and then I was glad to see Becky win, because now they can put Becky in a serious storyline, and then they can take the women's tag team titles, make them legit at WrestleMania when Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
So what has Becky got lined up then? So what is she gonna have? If she gonna go with maybe her and Lita, that dream match she talked about a while back, respect match? Maybe she'll just challenge her. Hey, thanks for helping me. Let's go do this in the ring, because she had mentioned it a while back that she wanted to do that. Rumor also is that Trish Stratus is going to show up next week, and that she wants to do another match. So I'd be curious what they're going to set up.
A good one. So does Bayley...
That'll be another podcast down the road. That'll be our predictions coming out of the end of the week.
I think what a really, really good one to get into next time would be women of wrestling, like our top women wrestlers, because there are so many awesome ones that I see on, whether it's on the Fight TV, YouTube, the individual shows, Impact.
I mean, you could do a whole one on Stardom.
And
those ladies, some of the best wrestling out there is Stardom. If you're sleeping on Stardom out there, go check it out. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
A couple really good Twitter channels you can follow that show a lot of clips from it, because I know it's a subscription base, but it's good stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
those ladies kill themselves.
Yeah, makes sense, man. They're we definitely got to do a show. So all in all, man, 2 thumbs up. Love it. Not that far away from where we're at here I'm in St. Augustine and in Jacksonville. So man, should have.
I got it, man. We're gonna start rating things. How many beards would you give it?
Yes.
How many beards? So let's say instead of 5 stars, we're gonna do 5 beards. How many beards would you give Raw this week?
Oh man, I'm gonna give it 4.5 beards.
Really? You thought it was that good?
You know, they did the usual. They brought out one legend. The fire promo. I mean, the promo alone is like 3.5 beards. Bringing Lead out, that's like a half a beard. And Corey Graves is another. Is worth.
I love how our ratings are gonna be so different because I'd give it probably 2, maybe 3, just because the promo was so strong. But like the rest of it, I'd forget it. I mean, there was one spot in the cage match I remember, and it wasn't even from Bayley. It was when Becky was at the top of the ring, and I can't think of her name. The other tag team,
Io Sky.
Yeah, Io Sky. When she got up there and kicked her in the face and knocked her out, I'm like, that was a good spot. But other than that, I was kind of a wash on everything else. So that's funny because I'm curious when we do Dynamite, what it's going to be. Cause
that's what I was going to say. Yeah, I'm going to be like,
this is boring. And I'm like, oh my God, 10 beards.
Because you know you're going to get some fire promos from MJF.
There's some good matches set up.
The matches themselves are really good. The flow of the show might be what it is because it's just like it's almost like a New Japan show because it's like da. But then you have everybody like there's 14 run-ins.
We'll talk about that when we talk about it. I don't want to get ahead of it.
Yeah,
because we got to. I think now that we've discovered how to do this live and not having to come to the house every day, I could see us recording at least 3 times a week and get more podcasts out there. So
heck yeah,
this would be great.
Hey, that's our man in Belgium. We got more material coming for you.
That guy's watched every single one we put out.
Our 16 fans in India. We got some more action for you. I'll focus on some Bollywood for you. I really appreciate
New York's blowing up too.
Yeah, and Bangladesh, good stuff.
Yeah,
New York, great scene. Being the Mecca, a lot of really cool tri-state wrestling going on over there. Tommy Dreamer's doing a show this weekend with ICW.
I think other than our hometown here in Jacksonville and Orange Park and all that, they're the biggest is New York and then us here in North. So they're meeting our hometown right now as far as viewers.
Yeah,
but so, I love the analytic part of it, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Thanks to Acast for helping us make this happen when we got started. Props out to a couple of folks that really kept us motivated. I know one of my close friends kept telling me, do something. And my loving bride, Tiffany, thank you for my patience. And I know, Jay Tilly, you got someone over your shoulder driving us to make this magic happen. So
his picture will be up there eventually. But, my buddy Rob, man, he pushed and kept telling me to do it. And I kept saying, I will. Unfortunately, he left us before he got to hear it, but that kind of motivated me like, I'm not putting shit off anymore. We're going to get it done. We're going to do it. If it doesn't turn out to be anything but us just bullshitting, then that's fine.
Hey, at least we get to talk about it. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy.
So cool, man. Good deal. Glad we got this set up. Thanks to the folks at Riverside and the help desk, Acast, for making it happen. Jay Tilly in his man cave. I'm ElliJare, and we will see you soon on the floor.
Yes, sir.